Okay, our timing is coming up. It's almost 57.5 seconds, and kaplow! Ancient stacks. For a brief overview of this video, we are going to start by teaching you the X boat torrent combo, or the alternative version, the X torrent boat combo. Then we're going to go through the laning stage to show you how you can lane with Kunkka, some tips and tricks on that. Then we're going to show you how to secure the ranged last creeps in the laning stage. We're going to watch and learn how to stack those ancient camps like we showed at the beginning of the video. We are going to learn how to push out waves quickly, starting at level even 3. Then we're going to learn how to farm that ancient stack and when to farm it. Then we're going to demo the farming speed of Kunkka with a Radiance. We're going to demo the different ways you can use X marks, and then we're going to watch a team fight. And afterwards, we're going to talk about the hero combos and hero counters that are in a Kunkka game. And finally, I'm going to go through my suggested item and skill builds with approximate build timings. There will also be timestamps at the bottom of the video, so if you want to head to a particular part and skip over the stuff that you might already know, you can go ahead, check out the bottom and do that. Welcome everybody, my name is Navetz, my esports team is the Sploush Troupe, and today I'm going to teach you how to play the easiest hero in Dota with the highest skill cap, Admiral Kunkka. Now I'm going to go ahead and start by demoing his combos. We're going to go into the X boat torrent combo, or alternatively the X torrent boat combo. So here we are in demo mode. I'm going to go ahead and spawn an axe. I'm going to level myself up to max real quick. We're just going to show off this combo real quick. So we've got an enemy here. Now this is basically the basic combo that you use with Kunkka to track down, kill enemies, and stun them for a long period of time, so your teammates can show up and, you know, do some good old damage. All right, here we go. Axe is going to be running away. I'm going to X him. Now that he's X'd, I'm throwing my boat down. He's still running, and I'm going to press E to bring him back directly before the boat drops. Now what I want to do after that boat drops, I didn't do it there, is the second the boat hits him, or slightly before, I want to put down my torrent. Now where I want to put down my torrent depends on the direction that the axe is running in. So if he's running in the top direction this way, I want to put my torrent slightly forward this way, because he's less likely to come backwards, and if I mistime it a little bit, I still have this range, or this radius over here, to get him with the torrent. So we're going to do that one more time right now with the full combo. Here we go. We're going to try that again. So axe is going to run away. I'm going to press E. I'm going to throw my boat down right before my boat is about to hit. I bring it back, and then I throw my torrent down. He's trying to run away, and I get him with the torrent. So that is an easy way to combo with Kunkka. Now the alternative option to this requires your fingers to be a little bit faster. It gives you your torrent up again a little bit sooner, and it might be able to help you get the combo off a little bit easier. This is the alternative version of the X boat torrent combo. It is X into torrent into boat. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to press your X on axe, then you're going to press your torrent down, and then you're going to throw your boat down right away. And basically the timing between these 3 spells and the cast animations allows you to do them all almost consecutively. So here we go. We're going to try it out. Axe is going to run away. I'm going to X him. I'm going to torrent him. I'm throwing my boat down. I bring him back right there, so he gets hit by the torrent. And then right after he drops down from the torrent, he's slowed, and then the boat comes in and hits him as well. So you guys saw that. It was pretty quick. That is how you do the X torrent boat combo. The alternative one, the first one that we showed you, was the X boat into torrent combo. Which one you want to do is up to you. I will let you decide. We are going to watch a little bit of the laning stage with Kunkka right now, so maybe 5 to 10 minutes of it. I'll see how it's going. We're gonna go ahead and see how Kunkka lanes mid, and he's laning against an OD, which is a very, very hard hero for him to lane against. So I'm gonna point out multiple techniques that he's using to get CS. First off, we're gonna point out that he's cutting down these trees right here, and the purpose of him cutting down those trees is so that he can attack that creep camp right there. Let me go back to it, so that he can attack this creep camp and also stack it from this direction by going mid. So he doesn't have to walk around this way. He can just go down here, attack this creep, come back out this way. So Kunkka against OD is anybody against OD mid. It's a pretty tough matchup, especially a melee hero, because OD has astral imprisonment to make life difficult. So first things first to note is that he's trying his best to get a good body block off. The reason he's doing, well, not the reason, but part of the reason he's trying so hard to get a good body block off is to avoid having the creep camp on top of this creep wave here. So let's watch what he does here. He's gonna get 2 hits. He's gonna get a couple hits off on this range creep, and then he waits for his creep to attack it so that he can use his cleave and get the last hit. There we go. It's very, very important to get your ranged last hits, and that's actually the hardest thing to do against OD, is get ranged last hits, because he's got Astral Imprisonment. So OD is going to come forward and actually Astral Kunkka to get the last hit on his range creep and to deny the range creep on himself. So now Kunkka's a little mad. He tries to get a Torrent off. I don't know if that one was that well timed out. Now watch what he does here. He comes back and he actually doesn't go for this block. I thought he was going to go for that block. He usually will go for that block, but it looks like he wants to try to get the wave under OD's tower, and unfortunately he's not able to do that. So he comes forward, and right here he just made a little bit of a mistake. You see what he tried to do? He came to the side of this creep wave and he used his Tidebringer. He does not have the spell on auto cast. He casts it manually. He tried to use Tidebringer to get OD and these melee creeps only, but unfortunately for him, at level 1 he got this range creep, and it's going to be the reason that he loses this range creep deny. Let's watch. So now he's astraled. OD's gonna make sure that OD gets the last hit, and while he gets the Torrent off, OD manages to get the deny again. So Kunkka is actually getting kind of kerplunked here, but he will be able to hopefully mitigate that by, I don't know, stacking ancient camps for himself. All right, right there, he just used his Tidebringer so he could get off a little bit of damage against OD before the creep wave got here. He did that so he didn't run into the same problem where he was going to deny his own, where he was going to put his own range creep into deny range. And then again, OD manages to Astral Kunkka, get the deny off. So Kunkka has really no choice but to use his Tidebringer against OD. Now, level 3 is an important level for Kunkka, especially against somebody like OD. And the reason for that is because with 1 Torrent and a cleave, you're able to get this range creep every time. Kunkka's going to walk forward. He's going to try to get a couple of last hits. Oh, it looks like 1 was enough. He gets 1 hit on the range creep and then Tidebringers it, but he still does take the astral damage, and OD is still managing to win the lane, but Kunkka's starting to catch up. Now what he's going to do is come back and block this creep wave, I believe. So he has the wave in a bit of a better position. This is an important thing to do for yourself. It lets you get the creep wave on your high ground, so OD has to come. He has a chance of uphill missing, and if he wants to harass you out of lane, he would have to come underneath your tower, and that's just not an option for him. Now look what Kunkka does. 57 seconds and a half, he starts stacking ancient camps for himself. Very, very important to do or to know if you are a Kunkka player. You are able to get back in the game by stacking these camps for yourself. You can stack multiple times if you do it at 57 and a half seconds. It's the first thing I showed in this video. It's an important concept. Please remember to do it. Now the wave's all the way over here on Kunkka's high ground. So Kunkka's gonna come over here and try to get some last hits. I don't know if he saw this tiny or not. I think he might have. He definitely sees him now. He uses his cleave to get a last hit, and now he's just gonna try to chase this tiny out. I don't think he meant to X himself there. No, he didn't. So a bit of a misplay. He's going to continue trying to harass the Kunkka, or harass the tiny. He doesn't see the tiny back here, but he knew that's where he must have been. And Tidebringer goes through. Tidebringer goes through Fog of War. So if somebody's standing outside of Fog of War, you can Tidebringer them. And now he's gonna walk forward here, throw down his Torrent. Gets the range creep denied just in case OD was over here getting ready to astral imprison him. He threw down the Torrent, got the range creep denied, and pushed out this wave as fast as he could. Excuse me. Notice the other thing that he did was he left this creep camp at 3 minutes and 55 seconds. This allowed him to stack this wave. Now he has Tidebringer up every 10 seconds. By the way, the cooldown goes from 13 to 10 to 7 to 4 seconds. So at level 4, every 4 seconds you get a Tidebringer cleave hit. And right here he's going to try to get the range creep. He manages to with the Torrent. OD tried to stop him from doing it by astraling him, but was not able to. And I think he's going to come here and stack this again. If not this, he's going to go ahead and stack this. So he comes forward, gets 1 hit on this range creep, runs back, and at 57 and a half, he gets another ancient stack off. So now he's got 3 ancient camps right here waiting for him. And when is he going to clear those ancient camps? Most likely at level 10. 10 would most likely be the level that he clears those ancient creeps at. So he's sitting here now with Tidebringer at level 3. He has the ability to farm multiple stacks. So if there's any stacks waiting for him in the jungle, which there is one, thanks to this Keeper of the Light, he will also be able to farm that. So this helps Kunkka get back into the game, and he has the second bracer probably flying out to him soon. It's sitting on this courier, but it's being used by other people. So Kunkka's looking to be in a good position. What he's going to want to do now is start pushing the wave as fast as he can, because he does not want to be in the way or in the lane with OD. All right, we're going to move forward a little bit, and we're going to watch Kunkka farm these 2 camps. Check out what he does here. So he's going to bring these camps forward this way. Going to attack this guy from behind. He tried to get the cleave off here. So Kunkka actually tried to get the cleave off of these creeps onto these creeps because they have a long release range. He just missed the angle a little bit. And now what he's going to do is he's going to finish off this camp. Actually misses it by a little bit. But now he's going to come here, throw down his boat onto the ancients, and try to farm it as quickly as he can. So using the boat is a really important thing you need to do for these ancient camps. It's worth one of your boat ultimates to clear all of it. It gets you a lot of farm, and this is actually going to give him his farm for his Radiance. So instead of getting this at level 10, he opted to wait until he had the Sacred Relic, so a plus 60 damage. And now that he is done farming the ancient camps, he's going to go ahead and shrine and probably head up to look to harass and do something else around the map. So real quick, I want to show off how fast Kunkka farms with his Radiance. Now take a look at how big this creep wave is up here. He's going to come here, cleave the lowest creep, and just walk away. He gets all of the last hits in that creep wave. He basically uses one cleave per stack, and his Radiance plus cleave damage does everything else. He's even able to hit creeps up here with his cleave. He brings creeps back with his Radiance. The farming rate on Kunkka increases exponentially once he gets his Radiance. And notice that he used his X marks into Torrent combo there. He did not have to use the ghost ship, although he could have if he wanted to. So 2 things to show right now. One is going to be that it takes 2 cleave hits to clear this little stack right here. So you basically need to wait for your second cleave to be up. And the second is using X on yourself to go and farm a dangerous area forward. So he's going forward into some area that's slightly dangerous. He knows that there's Tiny over here, or there could be other people there. So he X'd himself just in case he walked into a bad situation. He knew that he'd be able to bring himself back. You can use this trick to bring yourself back to base. You can use this, and most people know how that works. You can use that trick to bring yourself back to base. So what you would do is X yourself, TP home, and then after your X expires, you bring yourself back. This allows you to regen. You can buy health potions, you can buy mana potions, and if you really need to regenerate a lot, even in the late game, I suggest buying a bottle when you're back at base and just using it for regeneration, backpacking it. It would be better than having this Quelling Blade, but obviously he's building up into a Heaven's Halberd for his item progression. And let's watch this team fight as it comes up here. Throws down the boat. The rum goes through him. He doesn't actually manage to get the boat off. He's going to bring this. Ooh, did you guys see that? So he brought the lion back here. This is a really cool play that he just did. He X'd the lion and he used his cleave off on him to get the damage. So check it out. He's BKB'd. He's waiting for his cleave. He brings the lion back and then he cleaves off of the OD to hit the lion. And he brings lion down really, really low right there. He's also still got the rum hangover, which is preventing him from taking a ton of damage. Look, he's still alive. He got fingered. He got all of this madness going down on him, and he was still alive because it provides him with a damage delay of 50% for 10 seconds, and that was not up yet. He was also moving at an increased movement speed of 10%. Overall, that was a pretty good fight for Kunkka, pretty good fight for their team, and they're just in good position in this game now. They're kind of starting to take over. I think that's enough of the replay. We've gotten a good idea of how to play Kunkka. We watched the laning phase. We watched him farm his ancient stacks. We watched him use his X combo a couple of times. Let's talk about heroes that are good in lane against Kunkka and what you need to be concerned about. So if you're playing mid Kunkka, your biggest concern is going to be probably Monkey King and Timbersaw. The reason for that is that they can dominate you in lane. Timbersaw doesn't really dominate you until level 6. At level 6, you essentially have to leave lane, farm jungle, farm other camps. Timbersaw kind of gets a free 2 mid towers. There's not a whole lot you can do about it unless you have teammates that are ganking. Monkey King is really strong versus you early on because of his Jingu stacks. He's really strong against any melee hero. And the last hero that's pretty awesome against Kunkka is actually OD because of what we saw in that replay, and that is Astral Imprisonment. It allows him to escape or evade the X marks. It allows him to get the range creeps in the lane, get a laning advantage, and OD is very strong until you get a BKB. So until Kunkka manages to farm up the BKB, OD is a force to be reckoned with. That is what I would be concerned about. Now, heroes that combo well with Kunkka, right now the strongest is probably Mirana, and the reason for this is because Mirana why isn't my Mirana showing up? The reason for this is that Mirana waits until Kunkka gets an X off. So you don't need to do anything as Mirana. Kunkka gets X, Mirana's standing from far away, she throws her arrow. As the arrow approaches, you wait for it, and then the second before the arrow passes through the X, you press your E to bring the enemy back. The arrow combos, and then Kunkka gets his cleave off. He waits till the stun is almost over to use his torrent and get additional stuns off, and Mirana leaps in and does more damage. So Mirana and Kunkka are very strong. Anybody really who has a stun that can combo with the X is pretty good. So you can think like Venge, even Sven as a position 3 or even a 1. There's a lot of heroes that are really good in that situation. All right, our items and our skill build, let's talk about that real quick. So the most used items are right here in this list. The build I'm going to propose is double bracer into phase boots, and then Radiance, and then after Radiance, you're most likely going to go BKB. Like 90% of the time, you're going to go BKB, unless it's a team with a ton of physical damage. In that case, I would recommend after the Radiance, going for the Heaven's Halberd, and then coming back for the BKB. This is going to make you an incredibly strong hero. You have 10 seconds of BKB time to burn down people with a Radiance. You can X mark combo. You can do all of that fun stuff, and you can use your phase boots after your double bracer to still be very effective around the map. You can make rotations. You can catch up to people and X marks them in combo. It is a very potent skill build, or potent item build. Now, the skill build, you're going to go 4 levels in Tidebringer as fast as you can. So by level 7, you'll have Tidebringer maxed out, and this lets you farm very fast. And it also makes you very dangerous in terms of harassing the person that you're laning against. Next, you're going to go with a Torrent level in level 2. Then you're going to get X marks at level 4. At level 4, you can actually start doing the X mark into Torrent combo. You just don't have the boat yet. At level 6, you get boat, and then you're very dangerous around the map. Levels 8, 9, and 11 is when you increase levels in X marks the spot, because it gives you increased range. So this means that you get an additional 200 range on your spell per level, which makes you so much more of a threat around the map, because if you pretty much get vision of anybody and then you use phase boots to run towards them a little bit faster than them, you can catch them with the X, and you can throw down your boat, and you can throw down your torrent, and you can combo them, especially if you have teammates around. It is a very dangerous combo. Now, our talent usages, we are playing mid Kunkka, so we're going to go with 40 damage, then we're going to go with 10 health regen. Afterwards, we're going to get the 20 strength, and then finally, instead of the 60% cleave, we're going to take the ghost ship fleet. This is a really useful talent, because at the end of a game when you're level 25, people are probably running out of their 10-second BKBs. They're probably down to 6 or 5 seconds, and your ghost ship fleet might not be able to hit with the first wave of your ghost ship, or your first ghost ship might not be able to hit, but the third one might be coming down after their BKB has expired. And we're going to take a quick look here at this guide, or this game that somebody just played, and see what build they went with to check out what the timings are like. So he goes double bracer. So double bracer, goes into brown boots after that, upgrades them to phase boots, and then goes to Radiance by about 16 minutes and 45 seconds. That is a pretty good timing. You can get faster Radiances if you get ancient stacks, and you can probably skip your boots sometimes, although I would not recommend it. I would recommend going with the phase boots instead of just the brown boots, and then getting approximately a 17-minute Radiance. Anything before 20 is probably okay, and then trying to get your BKB as quickly as you can after that. Radiance also makes you farm very quickly because you can use your Radiance to pull creeps in, run around them, and then cleave the other creep camps, which we might show in a little bit. Afterwards, after the BKB, he decides to go for the Heaven's Halberd, and then after Heaven's Halberd, he goes for armor and AoE items. So he gets the Scythe of Ice and the Shiva's Guard for some AoE damage. What you want to get after the Heaven's Halberd is really up to you. It's game dependent. It's dependent on what your opponents are. Lotus Orb is good sometimes. Sometimes you want to go for the Daedalus. Sometimes you want to go for an AC. It really depends on the game. But this is your approximate build up, and you can tell that his skill build was the same as what I had recommended. So this is pretty much exactly how I would play this game out. That's it for this video. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I hope you learned something. If I made any mistakes, please let me know. If you have any questions, please let me know. If you want to watch me play live, twitch.tv/Navetz. And I hope that you subscribe and like the video if you liked it. I will see you again in the future with my next guide on whatever I decide to do.